Alright, we're on the inside here. Just a note, we have some light switches here. And if they're not turning on, there's also a switch here in the middle. This is for the awning. It's an electric awning for the outside. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just extend it so it goes as far out as it can, and then just reverse it to bring it all the way in.
And this goes with kind of all the information that you've read. When you're not around it, make sure that it's in. Wind can grab these things and they're gone, and they are very expensive to replace. Or when you go to bed at night, make sure that you push that button, get it retracted in.
Yes, if the awning is broken or missing or gone in damage, you basically own it. So there's no type insurance that will assist you with that. So be careful with that. Here at the door, just a note: fire extinguisher down here, LP detector and carbon monoxide detector.
And just a little note with these, that bug spray and sunscreen can sometimes set those off if you spray near those, so be careful.
Up top here, smoke alarm. Over here on the wall is the master station here. It'll show the battery, fresh tank, black tank, and gray tank from empty to full. Now we're hooked up with water, and this is, make sure there is water to the system before you turn on the water heater. That's going to be an LP tank. Just gas, doesn't run on electricity. And then if you are using the freshwater tank where you filled it up, this is where you'd turn on the water pump. And you can hear the water pump run. If it continuously runs, that means there's not water in there and you could burn out the pump. So just make sure that the water pump isn't continuously running. For cooling the unit, the AC unit's up on the wall, or up on the ceiling here. Here's the thermostat adjusting. You can see with the blue and the red. And then turn to high cool, low cool, or fan levels, and then off. Everything is ducted through the ceilings for the coolant, for the cooling and fan. Over on the wall here on this thermostat, this is for the heat, and the heat only. To turn this guy on, this is the on-off switch up top here. It's kind of tough to move over. That turns it on, moving to the left. Turning to the right shuts it off, adjusting the heat. All of the heat is ducted through the bottom floors, or the sides. There's a heat duct. Underneath the refrigerator is the fuse panel. Basically, everything will be turned on. You have your 30 amp main breaker, refrigerator, GFCI and outlets. This is the converter, 20 amp air conditioner, and 20 amp microwave here on the end. If any of these fuses do blow, there'll be a red LED on the side. I've never had any of those blow. And generally, if anything does blow, it's generally the outside electricity, shore power, where you overloaded that circuit out there. So check outside first before you open that up. Just a note for refrigerator, you just put it on auto, and if you're hooked up to electricity, it will be just in the on position. If it's running off of gas, the gas LED will be illuminated there. 3 or 4 is a good setting for the refrigerator.
If you go higher, it will freeze your stuff.
Yep, that absolutely can happen. You'll need to use a match or a lighter to light the stove. There's also a pilot way underneath that you'll need to light if you're gonna do any baking.
Microwave is up here.
Pretty self-explanatory there. The range hood, there's a flap on the outside to draw the air out. So you'll need to open that flap, and then before traveling, make sure that flap is secured. Show you here's the sink, self-explanatory. Showers, pretty self-explanatory. And then for toilet, here's an RV toilet. When you're hooked up with the water,
you can see there's still a little winterization in there. This camper's brand new, it's never been used, but it gives you a feel.
Here you'll see on the foot pedal, this is how you flush all the way down. If you hold it down, it's going to let water into the bowl. And then for setting up the black water tank system, just use one of these packets. Fill up the bowl a couple times and just flush this down, and you are all set up, ready to camp. I'll show you here real quick the TV setup. I don't have it, we're not plugged into electricity right now. But first thing, over by the front door, up on the ceiling here, if you want to find some TV stations, just crank all the way up until it goes up no further. And again, make sure this is down before you start traveling.
We do have a takedown checklist that you can follow so you don't forget any of these things.
This TV that's mounted on the wall here is adjustable. Where my right hand up top is a lever. Pull up on it, and then you can release the TV and move it around. And I did want to show you here real quick, there is a radio here, AM FM radio that can turn on.
Is there a way to hook your iPod or anything into that one?
There's an auxiliary port here, but it's not a Bluetooth or.
Okay.
So you'll need the.
You need the cord.
Auxiliary. Just to note, the TV does not have a DVD player hooked up to it, or it's not a smart TV, but there are multiple HDMI connections, RCA connections, different connections if you did want to bring an external player of some type. You can definitely do that. Just a note here, where my back finger is a little switch that will turn on the antenna amplifier. It's very hard to see here, but a green LED will turn on right next to it when it's on. That will give a little better reception on antenna. And that just clicks back into place for traveling.
Let's do the couch. Just FYI, there's some storage underneath both of these dinettes, which has blankets and other miscellaneous things you might need. Table can come down if needed.
Alright.
I think.
Sure does.
And this can be extra sleeping space. You put the table, lock it in gear there. And boom, you got a bed.
And there is a bed.